Welcome to On the Chain.
This is a good clip, by the way, man. This is good stuff. And don't forget, Tom Emmer, he is the whip. The whip. The whip. And, man, I cannot wait. You ready to, break this down? Let's go.
Joining me now, Minnesota Congressman Tom Emmer. First of all, congratulations on your new role as Majority Whip. I can't wait for some of the ideas that you're going to bring to that job. But I want to talk about this because you've been at the forefront of this long before the you-know-what hit the fan. Let's start by playing a portion of a recording of a conversation that was recalled by CME President Terry Duffy. And it's got some shocking things in here about a conversation he had with Sam Bankman-Fried. Take a listen.
Let me be your risk manager. I'll clear it to make sure it's done properly. He says, well, you won't deploy my model. I said, your model is crap. Why would I deploy a model that's going to introduce risk to the system? He turned me down, flat out turned me down. And that's right away I said to him, I said, you know what, you're a fraud. You're an absolute fraud. I went to Congress. I've never seen a Washington, D.C. like I saw that time, from the regulators to the members of Congress, singing hymns that I never heard before. He said that you could lose 85 to 90% of your value overnight. And I said, he will not commit to keeping this just to crypto. I said, the reason is because he wants to deploy it across all asset classes. I said, that is a biblical disaster if you people allow this to happen.
I guess the question, Congressman, is why did you people allow this to happen?
Well, we did not. And Terry is a good friend. He does a great job at CME. He's one of the good guys in the marketplace. And it's interesting because we've had a good relationship for the last couple of years. You can ask Terry. My office has been heavily involved in this area, as you know, Charles, for more than just the last couple of years. We've been heavily involved since I came to Congress several years ago. Terry never said that directly to me, but I'll tell you what. Terry is one of the good guys, and when he goes to Sam Bankman-Fried and he offers him tens of millions in customer accounts and returns for managing his risk, and Sam Bankman-Fried turns him down, he's got the right to have the red flags go up. This literally is not just a failure of FTX, it's a failure of CFI, that's known as centralized finance. It is not a failure of crypto. This is a failure of, it's a failure of Sam Bankman-Fried. It's a failure of business ethics, and it's a failure of the government oversight and regulatory procedures.
Yeah, and I wanted to bring that up because you've always been a champion of technology, the role that it's played in the prosperity of Americans, and you've been a very strong critic of Gary Gensler. You've urged accountability. What's gone on there? Why? I mean, why? What do you think? What are they telling you about the inability to add clarification to this issue, making it worse?
We've got major questions, Charles. I mean, look, Gary Gensler and the SEC, apparently they had meetings last March with Sam Bankman-Fried and executives from FTX and a trading firm here in the U.S., and they were working apparently with Sam Bankman-Fried and others to give them special treatment from the SEC that others aren't getting. And they announced a partnership with this trading firm last April. We kept trying to find out what exactly the partnership is all about. We didn't get those answers. And obviously, Sam Bankman-Fried then was pushing special treatment legislation through Congress. And when it was finally revealed what it was, and the industry actually started raising red flags all over the place, that's when this thing came apart. And it's really a failure, it appears, of Gary Gensler to actually deal with the bad guys. You got to ask yourself, Charles, where was he on Celsius? Where was he on Voyager? Where was he on Terra Luna? And now, where was Gary Gensler on FTX? Yeah. This is exactly what he's supposed to be doing. And Terry was talking about that. What is the regulator responsible for this doing, going after good actors in the community and working backroom deals, it appears, with people who are doing nefarious things?
Representative, we got less than a minute to go, about 30 seconds. Sam Bankman-Fried supposed to be at a New York Times Dill book conference. Last I looked yesterday, he was still on the program, but they also added Ben Affleck. I don't know what that's all about, but I mean, he's still being feted by parts of the industry as some sort of wonder kind. I mean, what the heck is going on?
Charles, the New York Times is not the industry. I've stopped trying to understand the New York Times. They wrote a puff piece on him within the last week for some reason. Here's a guy who mismanaged funds, it appears. There's, a million investors out there. There's $10 billion, that $8 to $10 billion. We need to get to the bottom of this. We need to understand why Gary Gensler and the SEC were not doing their job. We need to understand how this was allowed to get to the point where people and their savings are getting hurt. Yeah. That's exactly what the regulator is supposed to be taking care of. Yeah. And by the way, it's not about crypto. Remember, this is about centralized finance. DeFi is the point. They're going after decentralized finance. This is not what it's about. Right. It's not about the crypto industry. This is about Sam Bankman-Fried. It's about the regulator, Gary Gensler, and it's about centralized finance, which needs to be brought under our regulatory umbrella. And Gary Gensler has done nothing to make that happen.
And I really hope you guys bring in Silicon Valley, which I think plays a major role in this, and a whole bunch of other things that have ripped off the American public. Congressman, again, congratulations. I'm glad you came.
That was nice, right?
Yay.
Man.
Yeah, fantastic. Love that. Yeah. Okay. Right? That was awesome. Yeah, you got to like that because, I mean, this is what's great. Man, the new day is almost here, Jeff, and happy days are almost here again because you know what's going to really happen when this? Yeah, thank you, Emmer. You know what's going to happen, Mr. Emmer? First of all, that token taxonomy needs to be dusted off in the closet somewhere in the financial services back room there. Dust it off, get it back up, pump it full of thing, get the paddles clear, boom, and then just resuscitate that puppy, put it up for a vote, get it out on the floor, and let's bring that thing can be passed in no time. And the Senate will pass it. And you know what else? Somebody might veto it. And how do you think that's going to work? Just like everything else has. Birded poorly.
I'll show you how it's going to work.
Come on, man. Berserker.
Berserker.
That's how it's going to work.
It'll be Berserker.
What is a Berserker? What is going on?
All the way.
Round peg in a square hole.
There's some good comments here that I wanted to get to. Can't wait for Emmer to talk to Gary Gensler, says Veritas Equata Semper.
Oh, man, that's going to be amazing.
And then Stewart says him and emails get released to the public on December 5th. Is that true or are they redacted? I think they're redacted, no?
Yeah, it's about time. We need some momentum. Miguel saying, what I like about Tom Emmer is that he talks stuff about the corruption going on, but never has he or other congressmen called for an investigation of Gary Gensler, as per John Deaton. But the time is now upon them. You know, prior to, he didn't have any power to call any kind of investigation. Come January 3rd, let's have that conversation again, and we'll see if they bring him in for an investigation. I think
if you're not the party in power, you can just sit there and make smoke all day long. But let's say now when you get the power, what are you going to do about it? And there's a little bit of power struggle going on right now because you have a guy that's going to be the speaker. Probably as dumb as the last speaker. I hate to tell you, but probably dumber than the last speaker. And that's unfortunate because the people that should be running it, like guys like Tom Emmer or Warren Davidson or Patrick McHenry, or just almost anybody else. There's a host of Matt Gaetz. I mean, there's so many people that could do a great job. Look at this. Alchemist, you shocked by this? He says, I actually like Tom Emmer. My goodness. Yeah. Are you okay?
Are you down with OTC? Please like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when the next video drops.